Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord had not done it? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and other bishops, a great millstone who rule well and teach well and taught us his truth. And as always, I want to say Yahweh Mahar Laha B'Charyim, which is Godspeed to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Thabo Wa'ah coming back to you with another lesson, Lord willing, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true names of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Heavenly Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Okay, in today's lesson, we're going to be dealing with an individual, who put a gun to the Bible, mocked, and the Lord judged his ass, all right? The Lord judged him. We're not in the time to be playing around, okay? As the scriptures say, they rose up to play, and how folly is set in great dignity, all right? Folly is honored in today's society, man. This is what our people thrive off of. Okay, and this is not the time that we're supposed to be in, man. When you see the men of the Lord standing on the highways and hedges, okay, speaking the words of the Lord, you have to fear and tremble. You must fear and tremble, because every empire that was up, okay, and the Lord has set up prophets or men of the Lord to come speak against it and to give you the warning. It was because the Lord was going to come back and do something big was going to happen. The Lord was going to come back and destroy that place, or bring judgment. So you people out there who are lukewarm and who are not, fully in this thing, man, you must take heed, man. All right, but we're gonna play this video and then we'll bring our precepts.
I've been telling you, this Kill Bill. Now the cold thing is what I told you. Every time a motherfucker get off, they doing that, then revenge come. And the coldest thing is like payback. You never know how it's gonna be. And if you look right here, like, this not a joking term, but this was overkill, bro. This was overkill, like slaughter. But you finna see the outcome. See, they took somebody's life like this, caught him outside, overdid him, feeling like, hey, over here they I'm a dirty blood, I'm just like her. So cool, Bree.
You see what happened? All right. He put a gun to, obviously he was, he fucked around with, he had ops, I guess they call it, what they call it out there, but he had enemies, and he probably was talking shit, they're dead, and, and whatnot. But still, at the end of the day, this is judgment from the Lord. And we see these spirits are ramping up. Okay. We see the spirits ramping up. All right. Let's grab Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. And you remember what 2 Esdras the 9th chapter said. This is the Lord visiting the world which he made. All right. And Psalms 119 and 126 says, it is time for thee, O Lord, to work, because they have made void of thy law. You see, and we see that the Lord is going to work. All right. When people look at, other people getting shot, put to death, or anything happen, them dying, they always, the devil this, the devil that, this, that. In all reality, it's the Lord that's bringing that judgment. All right, that's why we read Amos 3 and 6 in the beginning. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord had not done it? Evil. So if there shall be evil in the city, has the Lord not done it? Because according to Deuteronomy, 32 and 39, the Lord is the one that kills and he makes alive. You see, so this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I am he, and there is no God with me. Right, there's no God with the Heavenly Father. Okay. Saying they had cast Lucifer, they had cast down to heaven with a bunch of angels, and now they're running around the world doing whatever they feel like. Okay, now they're the gods. All right, now that no. All right, because according to Psalms 96 and 5, all the gods of the nations are idols to the Heavenly Father, but the Lord made the heavens. All right, there's one Lord. All right, it says, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. neither is there any that could deliver out of my hand. You see? So the Lord is the one that kills and he makes alive. So when you see some death that's happening, the Lord is the one who gave that order for that to happen. All right. I wound and I heal. When you see a man wounded, okay, and he ends up becoming healed, the Lord is the one that healed that man. All right. But a good point is, and there's none that could deliver out of my hand. That's why Hebrews 10:31 says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It is a fearful thing. Right? Because who could deliver you out? Who could deliver out of the Lord's hands? Nobody. All right. This is why you don't, you don't mock the truth. All right. You don't play around with the Bible and take it for granted. But the scriptures say in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, when you read in the NLT, it'll say that they would consider nothing to be sacred, meaning holy. All right. This ain't the time to be mocking, because whatever so a man soweth, that's so he shall also reap. All right. And this is a good example, a clear example of why you don't fuck around with the Lord, man. Why you don't fuck around with the Lord and you take heed, and you take heed when the men of the Lord are out there, because you continue to live in your wickedness and do what you feel like or do what you please. All right. And you think that since none happened to you, you all right? Nah, man. You ain't all right. But like I said earlier, the spirits, okay, are ramping up. All right. Them demons are really out. They're out there, man. You see, this is Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. See, so there's spirits that are created for vengeance. So the Lord, and who created those spirits? The Lord created those spirits. All right. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. Now, what does that word appease mean? It says to satisfy, right there. So they satisfy the wrath of him that made them. That's what it's saying. Appease the wrath of him and who made them. Like I said, the Lord made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. See, it says death right there. All right, let's jump down to verse 31. It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when the time has come, they shall not transgress his word. So those spirits, when the Lord gives that order, it's a go. You know, it's a go. They're not going to transgress his word, and they're going to be ready when need is. All right. But we see that the spirits are ramping up now. And like I said earlier, that's the Lord visiting the world which he made. And judgment is coming upon you Israelites. All right. 1 Peter 4:17. For judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. But if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel? Okay. And another one is, we can grab that, Ezekiel 9 as well. All right. This is Ezekiel 9, and we'll get towards straight to the point. In verse 4, it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, which we know Jerusalem's a people before it's a place, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And when you go into that word mark is tawa, all right, which means what? Exemption from judgment. All right. And that's what the elect will have in this time. Okay, they'll have a mark, okay, on them that they would be exempt from judgment. All right. So the Lord is telling the angel, okay, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, which is the prophets, the men of the Lord, right? Then he said what? He said to the others, so the ones who are not doing, basically the ones who are not sighing and crying, right? And to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Okay? So the other ones, he said, go and slay, kill them. You know? Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So and this was a good definite right here. You want to continue living in your wickedness. You want to put a gun to the Bible, mock the prophets like what Drewski did and whatnot. All right, there's a judgment that's gonna if you haven't got fucked up now. Well, the Lord has a set time for you, man. This is why you guys who you Israelites who haven't took heed. Now is the time. All right. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Before I close off, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect.